All right, let's keep moving forward, man. So, junior college, had all those experiences. That was your first time playing in 7 years. What the heck, right? Important years there. Then, you get a call up to play college soccer for Division II school. And that's where we met, right? So it was, what, your second year there when I met you, right? So your second season, my first year there, and we met. And maybe let's talk about your first season there, and then talk about how me being there, maybe what things changed or how it was different. We'll just kind of go from that and move on.
Yeah, so I get to FPU, Fresno Pacific University, through a friend of mine from high school. His older brother played at Fresno Pacific, Fresno Fuego, and he's an MLS champion. I contacted my friend to contact his brother, to contact his college coach, to give me a chance. Some way, somehow, it happened. He called me. He was interested after they had lost in the national final, and he had 9 returning starters. So he only needed a couple pieces to get back into the mix. And he trusted Pablo Campos' word and gave me an opportunity, which to me, when I really look back at things, I always wonder, how did that happen? Like, the way it happened, it still amazes me to this day. And I get to Pacific, again, in the team that loses the national final the year before, a bunch of seniors on the team, and that was after a very decorated player from Fresno had just graduated from my school, Paul Islas, who had just gotten drafted. To me, that was psychologically, it was a tense buildup due to the fact that here goes a very important player for the program, who's a professional type of player, and they're bringing me on a nice scholarship, not necessarily to replace him, but to replace him.
Yeah.
You know? And that
to do it in your way, like you're not going to do the same things he's going to do, but you're going to replace his position and hopefully fill the role that he had as much as possible.
In some way, that was the energy
style
that I felt, and I've always liked challenge, especially if they have to do with soccer. So I was confident about me doing it my way to the best of my ability. But again, I had that fear of, man, I've never played at this level.
Yeah.
I would read the biography of the guys from FPU and be like, man, those guys look good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to be up to the level? And I got there. I ended up doing really well. I ended up starting as a 10 as the offensive midfielder from the very first game. Scored 12 goals, had 6 assists. It was in the national tournament, the Christian national tournament, on the all-tournament team, all-Pac West. I was a runner-up for newcomer of the year. I had a very successful individual and as a team. We won the Pac West for the first time in school history. There was a lot of positives that came from that year, from my first year.
Yeah.
Then I went to my second year, having gone to the World Cup in Brazil and preparing out there with a good friend of mine. And then I came here for my second year. That's where I met you. And my approach, I was very confident due to the first year, but I underestimated the importance of all the seniors that were there the year before that. And through them leaving, it was much more responsibility, and I had to understand that there's only so much as an individual that you can do in the game. Because if I had a magnificent group of friends and teammates on my team, but we weren't up to the level as soccer players to be at the level we were the season before. So from a soccer standpoint, that was a challenge, but again, I was exposed to your teachings, your understanding of seeing how to take care of an athlete, how to prevent more than take care of them once they're injured. I recall the scenario in the FPU training room when you would try to roll us out or do things prior to the games or prior to training, and they would give you a hard time, and you were consistently non-happy with their desire to not prevent.
Right.
And that's what you're all about. That's where your knowledge about starting with the FMS testing and through that finding, you know, the imbalances that lead you to bettering your performances. It all made sense, and I would feel the results right away. And it all makes sense because of how difficult those exercises are, and difficulty always shows that you're not really there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely challenged in ways that you've never thought you could be challenged in before.
Mhm.
But I think a cool part about all that stuff and going through all those experiences is that I was showing you cool things, but not only did I show you cool things, but your mind is opened up to where today you don't necessarily need me around so much all the time because you kind of have an idea of how to take care of yourself. Like you have an idea of like a multitude of different positions and different ways on how to do movement in general, how to do different exercises. Like you can do, right now if I asked you to do it, you could probably do 50 different squats, like probably 100 right now, you know, with all different variations. And you would also be able to explain to me probably why that's important and how it's even relevant.
Well, that's what a
So-
good teacher does. A good teacher doesn't give you information and then expects you just to follow it and then
Mhm.
forget it. That's just getting the job done.
Right.
A good teacher instills awareness for the person to have a little more awareness next time they're in
Right.
a situation of that sort.
Right. I mean, to me, like I got in my first season with you, I got the sense also that you know the team maybe wasn't like you said maybe up to par as the previous season, right? But I did feel the importance of keeping the starters healthy, right? Because that's what we needed to do to survive and to win games. So my whole thing was let's prevent the injury before it happens, and that way it makes my job easier. We keep everybody healthy on the field, performing at the highest that you can perform, right? At your highest at all times. And so we basically did that with, we used the FMS screen. That was kind of the foundation of it all. Then we broke down movement patterns starting from like, what did we do day one when I first met you?
The rolling buffalo.
Rolling buffalo, breathing. I mean, and it was wild because I can't believe you guys like put trust in me and were willing to just kind of like not go outside of the box but expand your box. Like,
Well,
you
the
know, like,
reality is it was your commitment to what you were doing that created the trust. 'Cause we didn't know you. You were just a new guy working, telling us what to do.
Right.
But it was the passion and the commitment you had to believing what you had to do
Right.
that made us believe you.